that. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
No, they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Sean. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board. Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Icon Coaching webinar. Gang, we do this every single week, every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. And hear this, starting in December, we're adding an additional webinar every week, every Thursday afternoon. Guys, it's our goal to strengthen your foundation by improving your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, and your habits. We have a great deal of respect for your investment of time. And gang, we do not take that lightly. In fact, today we've got just a handful of goals for each and every one of you. My first goal is to introduce you to Christoph Malzl. He's with LandVoice. Guys, everything starts with list building, yet building the right list is what I want to see happen. Because anybody can build a list, but you could end up with some pretty bad data. You could end up spinning your wheels and wasting your time attempting to reach people with bad phone numbers, bad email addresses, heck, even bad property addresses. Now, thanks to LandVoice, and Christoph's going to enlighten each and every one of us to the changes that they've made in their data service and how they're giving you law enforcement level data. You guys, this is the best in the industry. And I just felt a moral obligation to do this webinar with Christoph to get this information in your hands, because with the right list, with the right scripts, with the right mindset and the right work ethic, guys, you can make millions of dollars per year selling real estate. And I want to help you do just that. So without any further delay, I want to introduce Christoph Malzl to our call. He's with LandVoice. This dude is a rock star, I'm telling you. So Christoph, without any further delay, let me just have you tell your story. How'd you get involved with LandVoice? What do you love about what you get to do day in and day out? And what do you intend for them to gain by being here today?
Thank you so much, Sean. Right back at you, actually. You are one of the first people that I met when I got into the industry, and so many years ago. So I've been with LandVoice, particularly now for since 2013.
Nice.
Originally, I'm from Austria. I come from a totally different background, like most of us, really, right? None of us are really born into the industry, very few of us. So I also had my journey to find myself into this industry. And where I landed, I'm really happy about. I landed in the data side, to provide data to real estate agents. And we did actually a little research a while back, and we found that LandVoice helped more real estate agents put signs in the yard than any other data company.
Yes.
It's so cool. So
and I'm just proud to play a small part in that, because the data you guys provide, it is so much better than your competitors, no doubt about that. And by the way, it's about a third of the investment from you agents to get access to this data. I mean, you could sign up with one of those other competitors, get data that is not near the quality as LandVoice, and you can spend 2/3 more money if you choose to. I mean, that's your prerogative. I think you're crazy if you're doing that. So LandVoice to me is the only game in town. So let's keep talking about it. In fact, Christoph, one of the big announcements that I was really excited to bring to our audience today is the fact that you guys are now going to be providing at the first of the year probate data as well. So I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag too soon or too early. Yet I talked to Sean Farr about this when I was out in Miami at EXPCon. I said, this is going to be a game changer for our agents. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, or is it kind of still under wraps?
It's still under wraps. I can tell you one thing, and it's really a short announcement. We are going to be the first company probably to provide you with pre-probate data.
And that is so big, you guys. That is unheard of in this industry. It's never existed before. Yet at LandVoice, they've figured it out, you guys. And this is going to be coming first part of the year, right? Christoph,
yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Beautiful.
that's correct. We did the same actually with pre-foreclosures. We had pre-foreclosure data for a long time. And then we thought, it's time to provide the data that we have been sitting on without releasing it. And that's pre-foreclosure data. We call that distressed. So LandVoice is now always a step ahead of everybody else. And we want to put this into your hands. For a long time, data companies were sitting on it, not really helping the industry. And the state of the industry right now, I think it's time that we do, all of us, something disruptive. We have to get a lot earlier to the need sellers than before. And the best way to do it is in the pre-stages. While everybody is still waiting for the data, Landverse will give you the data automatically. And there's certain restrictions that we have, who we can give it to. But as a licensed agent, you qualify for that.
That is a beautiful thing, you guys. So this is even before it hits the notice of default list that's public record, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Are you guys hearing this? That you could get access to distressed sellers before they hit the notice of default list, when every other realtor can get access to that data, right? So you'll get it much earlier. And of course, the early bird gets the listing. They get the listing. I love it. So Christoph, I don't want to take any more of your time. I've got you for another 23 and a half minutes, and I want this to be action packed. So let's get into it.
Let's get to it. So I actually have an action-packed PowerPoint here for you. Let me share that with you, and I jump right into it. First of all, this is all about listings. I mean, who in the world wants more data, right? I mean, having data that doesn't lead to anything, just more busy work, nobody wants that. The data we want to put into your hands, we want you to get a listing the same week. Okay, not only one, I show you a testimonial of a very young agent. We gave him the data. By half of the day, he had 3 appointments. By the end of the day, he had 8 listing appointments. I'm going to show you a testimonial of his in a while. So I hope you can all see the screen. Sean, what do you see?
I see it, 4.06.
All right.
Oh, no,
that is the data from last year. Now, that has been going around, the data, for a long time. I hope by now everybody knows what happened last year. 71% of agents did not do a single transaction, and everybody was hoping in 2025 it's going to be different. Mortgage rates are going to be slashed, and interest rates, right? And all those buyers come back into the market, and the sellers will come on the market. And, it hasn't really materialized that way yet. 29% of agents did all those transactions. Okay, you have to look at it this way. What did those agents that actually did survive last year, what did they do different to have a wonderful record year for many of them? And what are they doing this year? So this year was a tough market again, but I'm going to show you what you cannot avoid, and you cannot avoid contact, right? Prospecting is a contact sport. I sometimes a little bit disheartened when I hear so much about AI. Everybody likes it because it almost sounds like, oh yeah, I can have something else do the work for me. I don't need to deal with all that. I just write the contract and cash the check. And we forget that despite all the help we have from marketing, from AI, despite all the help we have with automations, it is still a contact sport we cannot avoid, and we should not avoid meeting people. In fact, that's why we got in the industry in the first place, right? Is to reach out, to be out there, to be known, and to make friends and provide value, not just on a piece of paper, but as a real person. So I'm going to show you now an agent that has thrived in 2024, crushed it so far in 2025, and then I'm going to show you how he did it. This is the story of Austin.
Hey guys, my name is Austin Hellickson. I own HomeX with LPT Realty. Last year, I did over 160 listings signed person myself. On that note, I've used a lot of different data providers out there in the marketplace. And truth be told, I started using LandVoice here probably about 2 or 3 months ago. And I was kind of skeptical to start because I was having good success with 12 of these other sources. That said, last week alone, my team and I set up 15 listing points off of LandVoice leads. Today, we set 3 so far. So on that note, their data is off the charts. It's far more accurate than a lot of these other sources that I have been using. And transparently, I've canceled them already because, again, the LandVoice is just light years ahead of a lot of these other people. So I recommend that you guys, when you look at LandVoice, use them as one of your many lead sources that you have and continue to keep crushing your expired and your FSBOs.
What a great testimony, Christoph. That is so good. And it's absolutely true, you guys. So I'd like to underline every word he said, put a big fat exclamation mark behind it, because guys, in my opinion, this is the only game in town. And yet everything starts with list building. Once you've got your list, then it's about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. In fact, there's only three things in which we can control, Christoph, right? Think about all the things outside of our control. We can't control the inventory in the market, can't control the interest rates from the Fed, can't control the seller's motivation or the buyer's credit score. What we can control, guys, just three things. You can control what you say, how you say it, and more importantly, most importantly, how many people you say it to. And that's where Christoph comes in, is he's going to give you the people to say it to. Where I get to come in is to teach you the what to say, the how to say it. Guys, there was never a year that I didn't list at least 50 for sale by owners. That was our bread and butter. And today I hope to have a little bit of time. I want to share a couple of magic scripts with you guys that will engage that for sale by owner into the psychology of change, to shift their mindset away from going FSBO to actually enthusiastically engage you as their real estate professional. So 4 scripts, I'll share it later today. So stick to the end of the call. I'll make sure that we get through it. Christoph, back to you.
That's so awesome. You know, the combination of what Sean has with the coaching and the scripting and everything, the dialogues and the data, you will win. I mean, the only way you can't if you don't pick up the phone or you don't send a text message, or you don't talk to people. But if you do that, you will win. If you talk to need sellers, especially, you will win in this market. The top need sellers right now are expireds. They're more needy than when they started 6 months ago or 3 months ago when they had the first contract, because now they have been sitting on that for 3 months or 6 months. It expired and they want to relist because they want to sell their house. Now, they wanted to sell it actually yesterday, but it didn't happen. So why do so many agents struggle to get expired listings? They are the ideal lead source after all, right? They have a house to sell, they want to pay commission, they want to use an agent. 78% of sellers, according to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, end up listing with the first agent who connects with them. It's not the one with the biggest marketing budget or the most years in the industry. That should be good news for you who are brand new in the industry, or the biggest team. It's simply by being first.
So Christoph, what that tells me is that 90% of anything, you guys, is just having the mindset and the work ethic to show up. I mean, what comes out of your mouth, it might be pretty bad, yet 78% of them still list with the first agent who contacts them. So I'll help you enhance that. Christoph will give you the data. Let's give it this a 1-2 punch that it deserves, and let's increase your production. In fact, let's set a target to double it next year over this year. Sound good? All right, Christoph, back to you.
Okay, so not only will they list with the first agent to contact them, but they will have a better chance of actually selling their home the second time around. As this graph shows, 71% list with another agent and 51% if they list with the same agent. So you have a much better chance as the second agent.
Yeah. I've got a funny joke, Christoph, that I want to share with you. Many of you know that I was born into real estate. I'm second generation realtor. My mother is famous for pulling my brother and I around in a little red wagon when we were just 4 or 5 years old as she canvassed and door knocked neighborhoods, right? Yet while I contemplated turning her in for child abuse, I'll just tell you that it had no effect on me. None whatsoever. And I'm grateful for that opportunity, yet there's so much better ways to do this. There's no doubt about it. Now, 71% of agents have not sold a single house in the last 12 months. Let's change that, you guys. And we can do that together. Just lock arms with Christoph and with me. Let us help you just get the data, make the calls, set the appointments, get the contracts, cash the commission checks in that order. Okay. Christoph, back to you.
Thank you so much. That was so helpful. A lot of agents make the mistake of saying, I know how to get data. I don't need a data provider. I go to white pages. I go to some data providers where I can find phone numbers. I know that I need to scrub them against a do not call registry, and the list goes on and on. I do an absentee owner lookup. Guys, by the time you are done collecting all your data, for instance, for $1 million expired in the morning, by the time you're finally done, do you know that they already got like 3, 4, maybe 10 phone calls?
Oh, yeah.
Simply because you were too busy trying to collect data, waiting until you have everything ready, and you give basically way to everybody else. And the agents who are calling first are the ones who have the data. If you want to be first, you simply gotta sign up with Land Voice, and all the data will be handed to you on a silver platter. so to speak, in your land voice platform. We will ask you, what is your MLS? What are your counties? And from that moment on, you're in a totally different category of anybody else who doesn't have that. You now have access to the hardest to find phone numbers immediately by between 5 o'clock and 8 in the morning, every day, Monday through Sunday, holidays, any day. So you find the phone numbers. If they're not on the do not call, they're green. If they're on do not call, they're red. You can get the email addresses, social media profiles, all the information about the home. We even do the absentee owner lookup for you. So imagine waking up in the morning, turning on Land Voice, and you now order maybe by price, and you have that $1 million property at the top, then it goes down, and you are done with your phone calls while other agents are still doing their research. You already got your listing appointment. And that's a great feeling. In the morning, to set in a listing appointment for the afternoon, you feel great in the afternoon. You don't have to feel stressed out. Oh my gosh, what I'm going to do tomorrow. This was not a productive day. With Land Voice, it will be exactly the opposite. You will get listing appointments regularly. You can even sort and filter. Everything that you used to do in your MLS, you can do right within Land Voice, with the difference now you have the phone numbers, the contact information for those need sellers when you need it most. Literally, you can be the first agent. Talking about first, don't miss the first of the month. That is always the biggest expired day of the entire month, because contracts expire at the end of the month, usually, right? The 30th or the 31st. That's why on the 1st, we have about 300% more expireds. So just keep that in mind as you plan your prospecting. Then moving on from expireds, there's another need seller. For sale by owner, I call them the fastest source of business opportunity. That's my acronym. They are so motivated to sell that they think they can do it on their own, and they're all excited. Yet 80% of them, in many states even more, and eventually list with an agent. Okay, like this joke says, a realtor is going to find me if I just identify myself as a for sale by owner. And that happens. Why? Because real estate agents know that they are not ending up selling on their own. So again, you could do it the hard way. That is trying to go to Zillow, forsalebyowner.com, all the local newspapers, and finding the data. Or you log into Land Voice and you have the data specifically for your zip codes, for your counties, right in front of you. Not only the for sale by owner data like the phone numbers, scrub that gets the DNC, even the ad is provided to you.
Wow.
And that is powerful.
That is so powerful. So good, Christoph. I mean, all of the information that is available is at your disposal. Yet tell me, what data can you provide to our friends in Canada? Because they can't call expireds. It's against the code of ethics. Can't do that. They can call FSBOs. Can you provide distressed seller info in Canada?
So first of all, I'm so happy to tell you, if anybody here from Canada is listening, we can provide for sale by owner data in any part of Canada. And if you don't have that, you gotta do it. I know there's a lot of data not available for Canadians, but the best for sale by owner source is definitely Land Voice. Unfortunately, to answer your question, Sean, we don't provide distressed at this moment. We're always working on it. We're always working on breaking the barrier into Canada for our data. But for sale by owner is definitely a go-to. Make sure you do that. In fact, I want to do a lookup for you. In fact, Chad will do that because I'm a little bit busy. But Chad is one of our best success coaches here at Land Voice, who can look up the data for you and explain Land Voice. Simply text him your top 2 counties or cities, whatever you are interested in, 801-872-9091, and he will do a free lookup for you and let you know how many for sale by owners did you have in the last 30 days, in the last 90 days, even in the last year. And keep in mind, he's not going to Zillow and forsalebyowner.com. You could do that yourself. We have a system that goes into over 1,300 online sources where we collect that data from. And that's why we can give you sometimes 400 for sale by owners when you on your own may find only 20. That might be even a lot. So Land Voice can give you probably 10 times as many for sale by owners than you could even find on your own. Okay.
Oh, that is so good. You guys take advantage of Christoph. Take advantage of Chad. Text that number, the 2 counties, and they'll give you the full report.
Yeah,
That'll give you
that's
some
a number
insight
again.
as to what business you might be missing out on right now. And then I'll help you with the plan so that you can capture that business. Back to you,
Awesome.
Christoph. Go ahead.
Thank you. So we also give you pre-foreclosure in the same fashion like we provide expireds and for sale by owners. It's important to contact pre-foreclosures early in the process. Okay, so not let them struggle for a little bit, and then when they get too stressed out, don't come at that moment. They're very, very stressed towards the end of it. Come in early, and Sean will show you exactly on what to say, how to do this. We give you the data. The same day it's recorded in the county records electronically, LandVoice gets the data and we put it into your system. So you are literally the very first day that they get a notice of default, you will have the contact information for them. So powerful. This is what it looks like on the phone. I love it on the phone because I can simply tap the number, it dials it. I don't have to manually dial it. I can take a note, use the filters, create a tag. Literally, I don't even need a dialer, a multi-line dialer, because it's so fast on the LandVoice provided mobile platform.
Wow.
I want to share with you a testimonial again of the power of contacting pre-foreclosures, because if you're not doing this, you're really missing out. See, look what this agent from Florida has done.
We are absolutely crushing it on LandVoice. The pre-foreclosure data is spot on. Our team in less than 3 weeks has 17 listings. I highly recommend it.
Did you hear that? 17 in less than 3 weeks. That we call this niches or riches, right? The niche, the niche, the rich, the rich. If you left out pre-foreclosure, you left out a phenomenal niche opportunity because they are becoming need sellers as well. And we will do a free lookup for you again. If you already texted us to chat the for sale by owner counties, you don't need to text him again. He will automatically look up the pre-foreclosure counties. But if you specifically want to know the pre-foreclosures and you haven't texted us yet, you can do this now. 801-872-9091. That's a free lookup for you. Of course, if you want the data, it's just a little investment and you will get all the data unlimited for your areas. Now, when you go after listings, don't forget to circle prospect around them. Once you have a listing, if you contact the neighbors, you can actually get another couple buyers, another couple sellers, usually 2 or 3 extra listings just because of circle prospecting. We give you a tool to do that. We call it neighborhood search. You simply circle or draw a boundary around the area, anywhere in the United States you want to have the data from, and select if it's a home, a land, commercial, whatever you want. And you click submit, and right away you will get the contact information for all of those people in that neighborhood.
Instantly.
Instantly. I mean, it takes a couple seconds.
Yeah. And then you can start planning, guys. This is where it gets exciting, right? You've got all the phone numbers for the entire neighborhood. You just took a listing. I would encourage you to do a one-to-many approach to conserve your time, because you could call 500 people. It'll take you a week to get it done. Yet you could do a ringless voicemail drop through Sly Broadcast, 3.5 cents per voicemail, guys. If you did 500 homes, that would be what, $17.50 to do a ringless voicemail. And it should say something like this. Hey, it's Sean Kokoska with eXp Realty. I'm so sorry that I missed you. The reason for my call is I just listed a property right around the corner from you at 425 Field Street. It's on the market with 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 3-car garage, and we're asking $995,000. The reason is you might know somebody that you'd like to become one of your neighbors before I just hand select them for you. If so, pick up the phone, give me a call. Oh, and by the way, because of the extensive marketing plan that we introduced to get this property sold so quickly for top dollar, we've generated many other buyers that would love to own a home in our neighborhood. So out of the blue, are you thinking about selling? If so, pick up the phone, give me a call right now. Guys, 90% of anything, it's just showing up. And you could leave 500 voicemails in 10 minutes. And your phone's going to ring back with people saying, well, yeah, we're thinking about selling, and that's what I want to see happen. Guys, when one property is listed in a neighborhood, 2 or 3 are soon to follow. You know this. It happens all the time. So why not capture your unfair share? back to you, Christoph. This is an amazing tool. Just go drop your pins, guys. Instantly get all the phone numbers. Come on. You got a buyer who wants to own a home in that neighborhood? Drop your pins, get all the phone numbers, ring this voicemail drop. I've got a buyer who would love to own a home in our neighborhood. Are you thinking about selling? If so, pick up the phone, give me a call. Guys, it's really that simple.
It is that simple. And if you're fun with social media, if you love to do campaigns, that data, of course, is perfect for any social media campaign, especially because it's geographically unlimited. Okay, I want to point that out because our competition doesn't do that. They limit you to your area. We allow you to do this nationwide.
That is huge.
Okay, so what are you going to get with LandVoice? Let's get to the bottom of it here. So you get everything that I just talked to you about. But before we get into that, what the pricing is and so on, I want to show you how the rating is of LandVoice, because some of you may actually have an account already with a data provider and said, I think I'm good. You may have a Vulcan account, Espresso, Redex, or Arch Agent, or somebody else. Look at the ratings here. LandVoice has the most reviews, 570. The closest next one is with 310. And we have a 4.8 rating. You can go to Google reviews and read how people, we cannot influence that. We cannot change it, right? It's very honest. And you can see how people rave about the data, the customer support, everything that LandVoice has done. And why is that? LandVoice 2 years ago was acquired by a very reputable billion-dollar company. And they said, let's change everything about LandVoice. In the past, we were struggling like all the other companies. And all of this has changed when this company acquired us. New UI, brand new data, and Sean already told you it's the same data that law enforcement is using to get the hard-to-find phone numbers. We have never had that before. Nobody else has it. And finally, we have the data. And with all of that, that's why we're getting such high ratings in the industry to give you the best data. Okay, so that is important to understand. Second, it's important to understand that our pricing, because of the high quality, is not necessarily higher. Why? Because the companies that purchase us said, let's capture market share. How do we do this? Lower the price. Don't just take what you can get, but lower the price. Right now, it's a very sensitive time for people's wallets. You want to invest very wisely. Who do you invest with? You don't want to overspend, but you definitely want to spend it in the right place. So LandVoice will allow you to, for $14.97 for the entire year, to get all the data that we just talked about, expireds, for sale by owners, pre-foreclosures, neighborhood search. And you can see with neighborhood search, we even give you more data than anybody else every month.
Christoph, can you do neighborhood searches in Canada?
Great question. We cannot.
Okay.
The only thing that we can do is call capture and for sale by owner. Eventually, it will hopefully happen. We have to wait for the laws and for some deregulations. Okay.
Understood. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well,
Now,
stick around to the end, though, you guys, because I did twist Christoph's arm pretty aggressively for you. So stick around to the end and see the actual pricing, okay?
I know. I have actually two big surprises for you that you will love. Now, every time we talk about competition, we need to actually verify that. And I want to just have you, maybe this person right here that you're going to hear, Doug Lee, he's one of the biggest prospectors that we have in the country. And here's what he says in comparing LandVoice to all the other data providers.
I just wanted to give my highest testimonial and highest level of recommendation to LandVoice Data Services. They're quite simply the best data service provider and for the best prices. I've used every single service provider out there. I've used Vulcan 7, I've used Espresso Agent, I've used Cole Realty, I've used the Redex, and I can tell you without a doubt that the best numbers for the best price is LandVoice.
Okay, so now that you know that, let's look at the pricing. At a webinar, and especially because Sean pushed me for that, we're gonna give you a big additional discount to make it even better. Instead of paying $14.97 for the whole year up front, which is already a great price, the first listing you get, the first closing, will pay for that for years, right? But we're going to do even better. We're going to take another $500 off and give you that for $9.97 for the entire year. That is a third of the cost or even less than some of our competitors.
Yeah.
Do the
So
quick math.
since you guys intend to increase your production, make more money, this is necessary. I mean, it's no longer an option. You need access to the data in order to increase your production. Everything starts with list building, and Icon Coaching certainly wouldn't align with an organization that's not going to give you the data that you need. We have interviewed all of these companies. I've even done webinars for several of them in the past before LandVoice upped their level of data and reduced their price. Now, in my opinion, you guys, they're the only game in town. I would not consider the other companies.
Absolutely right.
All
Thank
right.
you. I always do the math in my mind. How much does this cost me a day to spare you the work of that? It's $2.71 a day, or $83 a month. The question should not be, can I afford to do this? But if you tell your spouse, if you have one, they're gonna say, do this.
Right.
We need the money in our family, right? So it's
a really smart question just came in. Is there a free trial period?
Okay, great question. So we get this all the time. So the reason why LandVoice cannot give free trials, like I said earlier, because we are unlimited in what we give you, right? From the first day that you log in, you can literally download 1 year of FSBOs, 1 year past of all the pre-foreclosures. That alone will be thousands of data points. So we can't do it because the cost of the data that you're getting and the advantage it is to you, it is simply you get everything or nothing, right? And years ago, we tried a trial once. Oh, okay, let's give it a trial. And people just downloaded all the data. They got all those listings and they were happy. And then they said, oh, I'm going to cancel. Why? Because they had what they wanted and what they needed. So we rather have you be a client who is happy, who gets the data, sees a value in it, than basically giving our data away in the industry. And next year we're no longer in business, because that would happen, right? So but talking about something free, what can we give you? I can give you a free bonus. And here my genie is going to help you to do that. We're going to double the counties for you. Normally we give you the data for 2 counties, which is a lot, right? But in this market today, you can't get enough. You need everything you can possibly get to get a listing. So we will double the counties. That's normally $200 extra. We throw it in for free. A lot of companies give bonuses, and the next year you're going to pay for the same thing. Not with LandVoice. You will get that grandfathered into your deal for life. For life. So you save today $700 over the $997, over the $1,697 you would normally pay. Okay, so now just to put that in perspective for you, with $997 you get 4 counties, the entire MLS, all the data from your MLS for expireds, for sale by owners, pre-foreclosures, and neighborhood search. You will get all the support from LandVoice. Sean is going to be there for you. I'm happy to talk to you about scripting and what to say, what not to say. You will win. You should not have doubts in yourself and say, I don't know if I will do it. You will wake up excited to do something, because the first time you get an appointment, it just prepares you for the next day to do even better and learn from the previous day. Okay, so how do you get access to this deal? It's very simple. Simply text the word PRO to 801-872-9091. That is going directly to my friend Chad Bobo in our company. He's in the office across from me. And he actually was on the webinar, and I think he even participated in the chat box. And he will be able to answer all your questions, and he will grandfather you into this deal. Now, I do have a little disclaimer. The double the counties we cannot do for a lot of people, because it's pretty substantial value we're giving away. We're giving that away for the first 15, but everybody else will still get the $997 discounted price for the Pro bundle. So if you got that number, I feel comfortable to actually end the PowerPoint. Make sure you write it down, 801-872-9091. Wow, I'm almost out of breath, Sean. This was awesome.
You just did an amazing job, man. I mean, it's a no-brainer, you guys. It literally, you don't even have to think about this decision. This is simple. There are a couple of questions though, so let's get to them. First, with neighborhood search, you get emails plus phone numbers?
Oh yeah, I mean, first and foremost, phone numbers. Okay, so some agents actually ask me, now, what would you do first? Would you send an email or would you make a call? I would say one more, text message. I would send a text message, I would make a call, and third for me is email. Okay, but nothing beats a correct phone number, especially if you're first. So yes, we provide email addresses for neighborhood search, as many as we can find. We actually ping them, we verify throughout the bad ones, so you're getting the good ones. Okay.
Very good. So first attempt, you call this person, let's say it's a FSBO. They don't answer. You get their voicemail. Do not leave a message. In fact, here's my input. Just hang up and immediately text them, is this, whatever their first name is this Christoph? Now, Christoph, you missed a call from me and you didn't know it was me. And you got a text saying, is this Christoph? What might you do?
Well, as a data guy, I do many different things. I actually take the number and put it in Google and see who's that person who's texting me. But I definitely wanna say, yeah, it's me. I think this person is pretty serious. You know, if they called me and they texted me.
Yeah, and it just said, is this Christoph? You have no idea who it is. You don't know it's a realtor. You don't know if it's your best friend using a different phone number. You just have no clue. What would you do, though, if you missed a call and then you got a text from the same number right on the heels of that saying, is this Christoph?
I would probably say, who is this?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I would do, too. I'd just say, yeah, this is Sean. Who's this? Right? To which you would respond just saying, I was verifying that I had the correct contact information for you. And then in all caps, I would do, thank you for responding with a couple of exclamation marks behind it. My name is Sean Kokoska. I'm a local professional realtor. When do you have 5 minutes for a quick conversation? Now, there's psychological evidence that proves, guys, in my opinion, it suggests, let's say, that if they respond once, they will respond a second time. It's as though they're called on the carpet, right? Oh, they got me. I responded once. I better respond again because they know I'm getting their text. So they might respond and say, can you call me this evening? Or don't bother me, whatever the case is. The only purpose of that is to just find out where are they at. Are they motivated? See, you as a prospector, you have to move the dirt in order to find the veins of gold. And that's what I'm suggesting. Just get to the bottom line as quickly as you can. Now, setting an appointment with the for sale by owner is probably one of the easiest things you'll ever do. Okay. Getting the appointment is simple, yet you're not going to set a listing appointment. They're never going to do that. I mean, unless they're just fed up with the whole process and they turn to their significant other and say, honey, the next person who calls us, the next realtor who calls us, I'm just going to list it with them. I'm tired of this, which does happen from time to time, but they're fewer and further between, which gives credence to the quote, timing has a lot to do with the outcome of a rain dance. You guys with me? Yet setting that appointment is so simple. Christoph, let's role play. You ready?
All right.
Hello, is this Christoph?
Yeah, who's this?
Hello, Christoph. This is Sean Kokoska with eXp. Thank you so much for taking my call. Say, I'm just calling because you're selling your property all on your own over at 123 Main Street. Now, Christoph, I like to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in the market, not just those properties in MLS. I'd like to stop by for just 10 minutes, take a tour of your property, take some great notes, maybe even some photos if you'll let me, so I can compare the features and benefits of your properties to the buyer clients that I currently represent. Tell me, when's the best time for me to stop by for just 10 minutes? Is it weekdays or weekends?
Well, weekends would be great. Yeah.
Perfect. Saturday or Sunday, what's better?
Saturday.
Okay. Morning, afternoon, what do you prefer?
Are you going to bring a buyer or are you coming by yourself? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just going to stop by, preview the property, get a list of the features and benefits, take some photos, take some notes, and then compare it to the needs of the buyers that I currently represent. And I do represent a lot of buyers in the area. So tell me, when is the best time? You said weekdays or weekends. Would you prefer Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, the earlier the better on Saturday. Like, can we do it at 9?
9 is perfect. I love it. Absolutely. Count on me being there. Oh, by the way, once you sell your property all on your own without paying a commission, where do you plan on moving?
Oh, yeah, actually, I'm gonna stay just the next city, Spanish Fork.
Gotcha. Are you upsizing, downsizing, stay in the same price point? What are you thinking?
We're gonna downsize actually. It's our yard is way too big, and yeah.
Hey, good for you. It's time to start enjoying life rather than doing landscape. Is that right?
Exactly. I want my Saturdays back.
Wonderful. And then I'm going to get your criteria. Okay. So I'm going to save everybody the back and forth, but you know the questions to ask you guys. How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? How many car garage? What style of home? Newer home? Older home? Lot size? School district? You know the questions. So Christoph, I have great news. I just realized there are 9 listings that match your specific criteria. So when I come over on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, I'm going to have these printed off. I'm going to bring that list of properties that match your search criteria right along with me. We can review them and figure out which ones you might want to see the inside of. So Christoph, any questions before I let you run?
Wow, no, I actually thank you. I'm impressed. I didn't even ask you for that.
No, it's my
So I
pleasure, of course.
Appreciate it. You
Yeah.
thinking of me.
One final question, Christoph, and I'll let you run, okay?
Hmm?
Is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't that would better help me understand your situation?
No, I thought you were great. No, that's good. No, thank you very
Okay,
much.
so it's Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. I'm going to knock on your door right at the appropriate time, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Hi, Christoph. It's Sean Kokoska with the eXp Realty. We had an appointment for 9 o'clock, and Christoph, it's 9 o'clock. Can I come in?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we've been waiting for you.
Fantastic. Hey, Christoph, I brought you a couple of moving boxes. See, I've never met a seller who didn't want to maybe declutter some closets, have them appear to be as large as possible to any potential buyers. I thought I'd give you a head start, by the way. So here's some medium-sized moving boxes. You can see my website, my phone number, and all that stuff on there. I just wanted to give you a head start. By the way, should you come to the conclusion that you want to list your property for sale with me, I'll give you all the moving boxes you guys need prior to you having to move. Fair enough? All right,
Wow.
good. So I'm going to tour your property. Would you like to tour me through, or do you want me to go by myself?
No, I'd like to show you.
Fantastic. Now, in this case only, I'm going to let Christoph tour me through the property. If it was a listing presentation that I'm going to go on, I'm going to demand that I tour the property all on my own. Number 1, to save time. Number 2, if a seller tours you through their property, they're just pointing out all the upgrades, all the remodel projects, all the money they put into this property, and they're psychologically justifying a higher request price. So when you sit down to talk pricing, they've got this overinflated number in their mind because, oh, well, what about all the upgrades, all the remodel projects, all the money we put into this property? No, I tour the property on my own. I take some great notes. I come back, I compliment them, I ask a few questions, and then we dive right in a listing presentation. But this is a for sale by owner, which is totally different. It's not a listing presentation, gang. It's a problem presentation. So I'm going to tour the property with you, Christoph, and I'm just going to focus on establishing rapport. That's it. So I'm going to mirror and match you, your body language. I'm going to mirror and match. I'm going to do keyword backtracking. If you use like the word awesome, I'm going to use the word awesome. I'm not going to say cool, right? Does this make sense? So I'm going to be like you because like people like each other. Well, they like each other. You guys get this. Now there's 4 scripts. When I feel that I'm in rapport with you, I'm going to start with a script I learned from Jerry Bresser. Now, he wrote a book called List More, Sell More back in 1974. This script is actually in that book. It worked in 74, it worked in 94, and it works in 2026. I promise you that. Here's the script. Well, Mr. and Mrs. For Sale by Owner, I understand you want to sell your home all on your own without paying a commission. Let me ask, what is the single greatest advantage of you selling it all by yourself versus hiring a professional like me to get the job done? Oh, of course, you know the answer, Christoph. It's what? To save?
To save money, commission, yeah.
Commission, that's exactly right. I totally get that. Yet let me ask Christoph real quick. What do you think is the single greatest advantage to a buyer to buy a for sale by owner rather than engage with a professional agent like me to get the job done? I mean, is it possibly, Christoph, to save the same commission that you hope to save? Is that possibly true?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know. It's the first time I'm doing this.
Yeah,
but it's possible, sure.
I think we could agree it's possible. Let me digress, Christoph. I think this will be beneficial. I want to explain the 4 different types of buyers that exist today. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Fantastic. So there's the first-time buyer, there's the motivated buyers, then there's the investor, and then finally what I call the looky-loo. Okay, let's talk about the first-time buyers. They're nervous, Christoph. They're anxious. They're timid. They're stressed out. This is the largest transaction of their life. They don't want to make a mistake. Do you think that they're going to go out all on their own, driving through neighborhoods, calling on for sale by owner signs, showing up unrepresented, writing their own contract? Or do you think they might go to somebody who's done it 4,000 times in his career to make sure all I's are dotted, T's are crossed, that it's done perfectly on the largest investment of their lifetime? Probably a realtor. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I would
Well,
agree to that.
let's talk about motivated buyers because we both want these guys, right? Their home just went under contract and they got 2 days to find their replacement or they could lose the contract, right? Or maybe they're a relocation buyer. their employer just flew them in just for the weekend. Man, they got to go till they find the right property. Once again, do you think they're going to go out all on their own in a very inefficient way, calling on for sale by owners, negotiating their own appointment times? Or do you think they might go to a professional agent like me, somebody who could show them 35 homes a day if necessary till they find the right one? Probably
For
a
sure.
realtor.
Yeah,
Agreed?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's talk about investors. Okay, I've attended real estate investor conferences where the trainers actually teach investors how to prey upon for sale by owners. They'll ask you questions like, Christoph, what if I could close by the end of the month? Will you come down in your price? Or what if it's all cash, Christoph? How low will you go? Let's shift gears to looky-loos. For some crazy reason, Christoph, HGTV is just not enough for these folks. They love looking at real estate with no intention to buy. I mean, they say things to you like, well, let me sleep on it. I'll call you tomorrow. Or let me talk with my lender and I'll get back with you. And you never, ever hear from them. See, out of the 4 different types of buyers, Christoph, there's only one that buy for sale by owners. It's the investor. And yes, they're great if they want to buy your home for 10 cents on the dollar.
That's right.
Yeah, look at it like this, Christoph. If you went into a jewelry store and you wanted to buy a new watch, you see it right there in the glass case, you're probably going to pay retail value for the watch. Is that fair?
Absolutely, for sure.
And so let's take that same watch. Let's say you bought it. You've never actually put it on your wrist and you took the receipt showing everybody exactly what you paid for it. You tape it to the top of the box. Then we put it in a garage sale. You'd obviously expect to fetch far less than the jewelry store because anytime we buy direct from an owner, Christoph, we just expect a better deal.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to go to the 4th script, which is why the National Association of Realtors states that for sale by owners receive 12% less on average than those that list with a professional agent. So Christoph, are you familiar with what I do to get homes sold quickly for top dollar?
Wow. No, I can imagine right now what you told me that you do a lot.
Yeah. Well, luckily I'm here, Christoph. May I show you?
Yeah.
See what I've done, guys, with 4 simple scripts and a little bit of practice time, right? I was able to do a pop by to a for sale by owner, deliver a problem presentation, and convert that into an actual listing presentation with the right mindset engaged, because they're all in a positive present mindset. Psychologically, they believe that their current actions with their stupid plastic sign out in front of their house that they used a Sharpie to write their phone number on, and their stupid iPhone pictures that they took of the living room and the exterior and all of that, they think it's going to bring them to a positive future, which is selling their house without paying a commission, netting more money. That's what they believe. They're in a positive present mindset. The challenge with realtors is they say, okay, I understand you want to sell it yourself without paying a commission. But Christoph, if you list with me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're going to get more money. You're going to do it in shorter time. See, that's positive present mindset to positive future. That's not how we change somebody's mind. In essence, you guys, what we must do is move them psychologically from a positive present mindset. Imagine 4 quadrants, right? Upper left is positive present. Upper right would be positive future. Now let's put a big red X between the two, because you can't just marry them together. That's not how we change somebody's mind. In essence, we have to go to the lower left quadrant, which is negative present. So by asking those questions, by going through those 4 scripts, what you're doing is you're psychologically shifting them from this positive present mindset that my current actions are going to yield the positive future that I seek, to open the window of doubt in their mind, right? To say, maybe if I stay for sale by owner, I'm not going to achieve this positive future that I seek. Then in that 4th script, you remember, we push them to a negative future by sharing the NAR statistics, right? That's the lower right quadrant, negative future mindset. And I said, for sale by owners, according to NAR, receive 12% less than those that list with a professional agent. That's negative future. Once we get them to negative future, guys, then it's all about positive future, which is listing with you. And my close was really simple, wasn't it? By the way, Christoph, are you familiar with what I do to get homes sold quickly for top dollar? Well, luckily I'm here. I can show you right now.
You know what's interesting, Sean, through the whole thing, the process, I always had to agree with you. You know, I wanted to find some moment where I could say, no, you're wrong, or I disagree. But it was so well done that all I could do is, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. And I did not get defensive. I did not reject you, and I was really trying to be honest and saying, you know, let's see how it plays out, and this was masterfully done. Thank you.
Well, it just requires a little bit of practice, you guys. If you want those 4 scripts, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you want them fully transcribed, sent right to your email inbox, I just want you to drop me a text. And yes, I'm going to put in my personal cell phone number for each and every one of you. I want you to save it in your contact record. Seriously, save it in your phone. There may be come a day that a situational issue pops up and you need some advice. You need some help. You want to just bounce something off somebody who's been around the block a time or two. Just drop me a text anytime. You cannot bother me, you guys. I just want to see you win in a powerful way. And especially if you want those for sale by owner scripts, I want you to text me right now. Just text me at that number. Just type in FSBO, hit send, and put in your email address. Please put in your email address and then hit send. I will today email you all 4 of those scripts, just fully transcribed. Practice it, you guys. Practice it. And those for sale by owners are like putty in your hand, and they'll list with you with the right scripting. With mere words, you guys, you can make over $1 million a year selling real estate. So it's about what you say, how you say it, and how many people you say it to. By the way, I'm going to ask that you go to iconcoaching.com. There's 2 things that you could do. I want you to do one or the other, or even both would be better. I want you to schedule a free coaching session. Okay, let us help you solve minimum one challenge you've got right now. We're not going to charge you anything. There's no pressure. There's no pitch. There's no close. Just 30 minutes of your time to find a profound sense of clarity in the actions you're going to take to double your production. The second thing I want you to do, or one of the things I want you to do, check out our group coaching program called Listing Machine. This is headed up and taught by and facilitated by Rob Daniel. He's the CEO of Icon Coaching. You guys, if you want to become a listing machine yourself, Rob will help you get there. And I do some cameo appearances during those sessions as well. I'd love to see you present there. Check it out, you guys. Christoph, I just love you guys over at Land Voice. Sincerely, you guys have been so good to Icon Coaching, so good to our clients, and you guys just do a great, great job. To me, there's no other game in town, you guys. You need the data, and this is the place I'm going to recommend that you get it. All right.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you, Christoph. I look forward to future webinars, future events, and everything we can do to help these agents improve their production. Thank you for being part of it, buddy. I appreciate you.
I appreciate it too. And right back at you, guys, you're in the best hands with Sean and his team for coaching, for scripts. You just heard it from his own mouth. I mean, it was masterfully done. Let's become masters at our craft.
Well, I'm happy to help you get there. That's for sure, you guys. Thank you, Christoph. Guys, we do this every single week. So until I see you again next time, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.